Hello and welcome to What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. My main man, Larry Loper, is here with me. I am Gilly Rosari. We are coming to you straight out of Northern Delaware. That's what's up. What's going on, Larry? How we
Man,
doing? We got a lot going on
we got
today.
a lot going on, my partner, man. It was a great weekend. If you're a basketball lover, man, it was a great weekend for basketball. And this is when I tend to follow college ball. Throughout the year, I pace myself, but when it comes to March Madness, I was in tune. I was fully loaded. I was cool all weekend watching ball. It was just a great weekend for me. It was some great games that were on. A lot of blowouts too, some blowouts too. But it was some great games. What I expect out the madness. What about you, my partner? What did you get out the madness? How you feel about the madness so far and the teams that's remaining that we're going to talk about?
Well, I'm liking my Duke Blue Devils being in it and being dominant. And I'm liking that the North Carolina Tar Heels are out of it. I like that for sure. So our preview today is we're going to talk tournament. We've got our mock 12 draft. We'll end it with a little WWE, but want to remind everybody to hit like and subscribe to not only the show, but to the channel, because we will be having more acts coming up in the relatively near future. So remember, it's the Box Office Buzz channel.
302.
And we are the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast, which right now we are the only show on here, but we will have other shows, that's shows with an S, as in plural, more than one, in the very near future. Very near future. That's what we call in the business a tease. So let's get a crack-a-lackin'.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're at the Sweet 16. And to me, the big teams really showed up and showed out,
We
except
did.
for St. John's.
Yeah, we talked about it, Gil. We said that the Achilles heel of St. John's was going to be the fact of them not being able to shoot. And they matched up against Arkansas, and Arkansas did a good game. I want to give DJ Wagner his flowers. The Camden High, his dad, Dewan Wagner, was as we know, he scored 100 points in the basketball game. Okay, so he has basketball in his family. His grandfather was a star in Camden High also. I thought he controlled the pace of that game, and then Luis never got a rhythm. None of the St. John's guards got a rhythm. The big man played excellent. The guards didn't get into rhythm until late. And by the time it was over, by the time they really got into a little rhythm. So I just thought Arkansas and Calipari outcoached Pitino, but we talked about the deficiencies of St. John's. Unfortunately, came at the wrong time.
Yeah, Calipari, not only did he beat Patino head to head, he also beat Bill Self in
He
round
did.
one
He
head to head.
did.
That's Calipari. He loses the games he's supposed to win, and he wins the games he's supposed to lose. That's the story of his life, really. I mean,
It definitely is.
I don't know. I mean, I like him. He grandstands a little bit, and I feel like sometimes he underachieves, but he knows how to turn around a team relatively quick
Yes.
wherever he goes. And I'm including the pros too, because for a short while there, the Nets were relevant.
You're
Trust me,
right.
I
You're
remember.
right. And one thing I respect about Calipari, where a lot of old coaches couldn't see, was the future. Before the NIL was a one and done, and the old school coaches, as you know, they blocked that, man. The old school coaches, they were not with the one and dones, man. They wanted a 4-year starters, yada yada, you know. But then Calipari came and said, "This is the wave of the future. This is what's going to happen. I don't care about these guys. These guys coming from poverty. They're coming from places that you couldn't even imagine. So I'm not going to hold them over in school when they're only here for one thing. That's just to get to the league. Simple. So I'm not going to be in it. I'm not going to impede that. And now look at us. We got NL. We got NIL, which I'm for and I'm against it in the same breath. Because I want you to get your money, but also I'm really about sticking through adversity and just sticking with a program, man. This guy came in. You came in with the thought of hopefully rebuilding a program, contributing to a program, and if it don't go your way, the first thing you do is jump in the portal. That's just I don't agree with that part.
I mean, I don't love it, but is it any different than a head coach committing to another job at another school before a bowl game or before a tournament game or anything like that. I mean, coaches have been doing it for a lot longer than the players, and now all of a sudden we're going to point out the players because they go through the transfer portal. Well, it's not called the transfer portal for the coaches, but they do the exact same thing. They do the exact same thing, and they don't get held to the same standard as the young players do. And it's the players that bring in the attendance and the money, not the coaches. Despite, there are a handful of big name coaches, but it's the players that the people come and see. And I I I understand your point with the transfer portal, like, oh, I'm not going to play, I'm not going to work hard, so I'm just going to leave and guarantee myself a spot. So I get that, but I get why they want to leave, because they should be allowed to leave, and they are allowed to leave. And these are the rules. They're not cheating. They are now allowed to do this where they should have been allowed to do this years ago. Well, we can disagree on their reasons on why they leave, but like I said, coaches leave all the time. Coaches commit. Coaches don't. They commit before a season ends, and then they wind up not coaching in a bowl game. I think that's messed up. I don't like that. I mean, didn't somebody just get fired and hired, or didn't he get worked out that he was going to get another job before he got fired? Who was it? Was it the Texas coach or somebody? Somebody like a week ago got like another job, and it was already in the works. I can't remember off the top of my head. I apologize.
Oh man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a great point. I ain't looking from that angle. I ain't looking at it from, and then they do demand high salaries. Um, I mean, we're in a different era, man. We definitely in a different era right now. So I get it. I get it. We can't. What's what they say? For the good for the geese, good for the gander.
Yeah,
Whatever, man.
good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's one of those situations, man. I agree, man. But moving forward to now we at the Sweet 16. This is the road to the Final Four. This is where it's going to be a great weekend. We start Thursday. And I'll bring up these teams that's going to be facing. You got BYU, Alabama, Maryland, and Florida, Arizona, as Duke, as you can see, Arkansas, Texas Tech. I want to talk about, and then as you see, Ole Miss, Michigan State. Look at the lineups, bro. Kentucky, Tennessee, Michigan, Auburn, and Purdue in Houston. All right. I want to talk about, man, just get into these games, right? First, you got the BYU versus Alabama, man. You got two high-powered teams right here, man. These two of these teams led the top 25 in the nation in scoring. So what you're going to see from both of these squads is definitely going to be a lot of offense. I'm expecting a high-scoring game. BYU has won the last 11 out of 12 games, so they're the hot team coming in. Only team they lost to was the Houston in conference play. As we know, Alabama got blown out by Florida in the title game. Coming from a powerful conference, Alabama has been kind of that team all year. They've been ranked top 5. I think the lowest they dropped may have been 8, right? But I'm looking at this BYU squad, man. That's a dangerous team. They're coming in with resilient, strong. They've been in tight games. They've been in blowouts. They got balance. And as we know, Alabama at times when it gets tight, they could kind of. But for me, I think they're coming from a more powerful conference, man. So for me, I'm leaning towards Alabama in this game, especially if it's a shootout. I'm definitely going with Alabama if it's a shootout. What's your opinions on that game, Gil?
Oh, I'm Alabama all the way on this one. I think BYU's got too many white guys. Sorry, I said it.
You said it, man.
I said it. I'm not picking them. I actually watched them in their last game. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's Alabama. At some point, I'm going to have to pick an underdog,
right,
with these last 8 games, but it's not going to be here. So I'm going to take Alabama over BYU.
All right, maybe it's the next game we're going to talk about. Maryland versus Florida. Maryland versus Florida. Wow. Can I say wow again?
Well, can I say travel?
You said travel? Hold up, Gil. We got the play right here, Gil. We got
One,
the play
two,
right.
three. Three is still a walk,
Yeah,
right?
that's yeah. Hold up, Gil. Now you know the referee don't want either which way you're doomed if you're the ref. Okay, you make that call, which is the right call. He traveled. You're not making that call that late in the game. Not like that, Gil. We got seconds left in the game. I'm not blowing the whistle on it. Not that call. You're gonna get that because that's a shot that you expect them to make anyway. A buzzer beater for real.
How many steps does he have to take before the referee does call it? 4 steps?
Man,
5 steps?
Yeah, probably more. He would have had to walk over. He would have had to travel from the 3-point line to the basket to make that call. Okay, I think he would have had to do that. Both of these teams, man, had some had to find some grit. They had to. Colorado State had the game. Both situations, both teams had the game. In Florida's case, they play UConn. UConn had that game. They had the game, the whole game. Okay, they brought the championship out, but guess what? Florida show you their resilience, man. And it's a guy. I gotta bring him up, man. It's a guy. This guy right here, right? This guy right here. This Clay. What? Man, he is ice water, man. He is ice water, man. This and plays like this, you just can't afford
give me that.
Like
give me
get that. Gil, me and you already talked about this Florida squad. Me and you already talked about it. I'm not going against Florida right now. I think that Maryland once again they were due one because, as you know, history has not been kind to them. They have always been on the other side of buzzer beaters. They have been. Me and you already picked Florida to go strong. We picked them. They just went against the two-time reigning champions, bro. Mm-hmm. And they took their best shot and came out with convincingly won. No, it wasn't even a tight one at the end. They convincingly beat them. Mm-hmm. I just think it's too much. I think they still have the debt. I think they still got PT players. And I like Maryland, but I think the basketball guys will speak again, just like they did in North Carolina. It was a travel. Colorado State should be here, but I'm dealing with what's in front of me, and I like Florida.
I'm just disappointed because Colorado State was my 12 to beat the 5, and they did it. They did it. They did it. So, and they lost. They lost on a play that, should have been called a travel, but at the end of the game, and can't do it. Got to swallow the whistle. Okay. I'm going to take Florida. I think they took a 2-piece to the mouth in the first half from UConn, but they established themselves and they showed that they were the better team at this point. So Florida's going to get challenged. I don't think it's going to be here. I think Florida takes care of business and the Cinderella story for Maryland, which is kind of funny because 20 years ago we would have never said that. Cinderella story in Maryland in the same sentence. But Gary Williams isn't coaching that team anymore. It's been a while. So, Florida for the win.
Now, in the next game, I'm going to let you lead this one off because it is your team we about to talk about. Arizona versus Duke. Give me your analysis on this game, man. And by the way, it's at 9:39 p.m. on Thursday the 27th, man. 9:39. They got the 9:39 game. So what do you think about Duke in Arizona, man?
Well, these two teams used to really have a good rivalry in the early 2000s. So it's nice to get reacquainted. I have to say, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a Duke fan, but after the first 2 rounds of the tournament, to me, Duke looks like the best team. They got a huge center. They got probably the number 1 player in the draft if he comes out this year. They got a good point guard. And I think they're pretty deep. They are looking like the team to beat. I know I picked Florida. You picked Florida. But Duke right now, looks like the best team. But there's still obviously more to go. There's, they got to get to the Final Four. So that's 2 games. And then they got to win 2 games after that to actually win the championship. So they're a ways away. But I like Duke. I think Arizona first half can give them a problem. and we'll see if Duke can finish strong. But ultimately, I don't think Arizona is going to be the one to knock off Duke. Not yet. Nope, 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 nope.
I'm in a total agreement with you, brother. I think once again, like you said, they're deep, well coached. Defensively, they play defense. They really do commit to defense. And then I think Tyrese Proctor is he's just on a different level right now. The point guard, Tyrese Proctor, he's the basket is real big for him. Like you said, Arizona's a sporadic team. They're gonna go where Caleb Love goes, and Caleb Love's a gunner, as we say in our terms, a gunner. Okay, a gunner, yeah, he'll heat up, but I don't think that's going to happen because of the fact that Duke defense is they're going to be locked in defensively on him. They know that he is what he is. So I think they're going to come with a game plan to neutralize him, and then once again, Arizona's not deep enough. They're not deep enough. They wasn't even powerful in their own conference. So you're going against pride and what the true number one team, in my opinion, was Duke. They finished the year top of the rankings. They should have been the number one overall seed, but they gave to Auburn. But like you said, right now when I'm the eye test, they're the best team in this tournament. Straight up, they're playing with so much confidence. They look poised. They look like a veteran team out there right now, man. So I'm going with the more consistent team, which is Duke. I like Duke too. I haven't picked the underdog yet. Maybe this game right here will be the underdog pick. We have Arkansas ending it versus Texas Tech. Oh man, you got Calipari. It's hard to go against Calipari. I mean, they're having a good run, like you say. He beat two future first ballot coaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Famers, two-story programs. He done beat them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech is balanced, man. Texas Tech got, if not probably the second, if not the third player coming out to draft this year, JT Toppin. He's a gamer. He's prime time. He's prime time, bro. So, man, I mean, right now Arkansas is a true Cinderella. Right now, does a slipper fall off? I'm gonna go with Arkansas on this one. I'm going Arkansas. I'm gonna go with the underdog. I'm going with the underdog.
I'm in agreement. I'm going to go towards Arkansas. This is as far as I'm going to go with them, but I think they're going to make the Elite Eight, and it's going to top off a surprisingly good finish for Calipari this year at Arkansas. I think Texas Tech is a better team. I just think they lose this game.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes the hot hand is the hot hand, and the better team doesn't always win, especially when it's one game. A series is different. We know that, but anybody can win one game. And you're giving Calipari, 4 days to prepare for this game. I'm going to go with, he's in the Hall of Fame too. So I'm going to go with Calipari for the win. And this is my first upset pick. And let me see if I got another one in me. I might have another one in me. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, then that's the end of that. The Thursday's games, and to the Friday game, the first one on the slate is 7:09 p.m. and that's Ole Miss versus Michigan State. Ole Miss has surprised me, man. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were going to lose in North Carolina. I really had them losing to North Carolina, and all they have done is beat everybody that's been in front of them and beat them convincingly. It hasn't been a challenge at all. These dudes been really balling. But Michigan State, you know how I feel about Michigan State and Izzo. I told you when we started that they were probably my favorite number 2 seed coming in because of the fact that they're playing 9 bodies, man. 9 bodies. Their motto is strength by numbers. So they definitely are coming strength by numbers. There's not one person that's going to beat you. It's a team that's coming at you. And it's a talented team. And you give talent with Izzo. Their only Achilles heels that they're not as a good shooting team as he has had in the past. But once again, he's playing 9 bodies with the same minutes. So I'm just gonna go with depth. I'm gonna go with depth, man. I'm gonna go with depth over. And Ole Miss comes from a strong conference. SEC is the strongest conference this year. But Michigan State comes from the second best conference, which is the Big Ten. So I'm gonna stick with Michigan State and Izzo to win this game.
Not only am I in agreement? And I'm going to take Michigan State for the same reasons that you stated. But I'm going to go one step further. I think Michigan State beats the winner of Auburn, Michigan. I think
Ooh,
Michigan State's going to the Final Four.
yeah, I can agree with you, my brother.
And I'm hoping, although I don't think it's going to happen, I'm hoping it's Michigan. So you get that in-state
Yeah,
rivalry
yeah.
versus Michigan State. But I think Auburn is going to have just enough to hold off Michigan. But that's
Yeah.
going to be a great game. That is probably the game I'm looking forward to the most, and maybe Duke, Arizona too. But Auburn, Michigan, I think that's going to be a good one. I think that is going to be nip and tuck the whole game.
I agree. I agree. And the games following that behind that one, 7:39 p.m. It's a SEC. It's an SEC game. It's Kentucky and Tennessee. You know, I'm a Kentucky man. I'm proud of my boys. I didn't think we was gonna make it to Sweet 16. I didn't think so. What you think about this game, though, man? I'm gonna tell you my opinion. What you think about this game now?
I'm thinking Kentucky. I'm thinking slight upset here. Slight. I know Tennessee is good and Tennessee should win, but Kentucky is playing a little better than I thought. And it would be kind of funny to see Arkansas and Kentucky both advance. You know what I'm saying? You know, Calipari's current team,
Yeah.
his old team. You know
Look,
that be
um,
I'm just kind of feeling I'm kind of feeling Kentucky. I'm feeling the Wildcats right now.
you know what, man? If you saw the surprise look on my face, um, which is not really a surprise. They have beat these guys both times in conference play. This is the third time, which is very hard to beat a team three times, but also I think that you have the team's number also. Kentucky's playing awesome. They're playing confident ball. And Tennessee, you know, they're playing good ball, but I just think that the matchup is going to be in the favor of Kentucky. I just think they match up well with them. I think it's a mismatch against Tennessee. As good their athletes are, I really think that Kentucky has the better athletes, and that's why they have beaten them both times in conference play. So I'm not going to go against them now. Now it's just like, okay, cool, we get a trip to the Elite Eight. I'm going with Kentucky. I'm going with Kentucky, man. And that would be the irony of March Madness if Calipari and the Arkansas and Kentucky. Wow. Wow. Okay. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because scripted no better, right?
No bet.
Must see TV, my brother.
But they're not
Now,
there. They're not there yet. And
they're not there.
we got one more game.
You right about that. Now to the next game, which is the game you already alluded to. So I already know kind of who you're going with because you already just said it. Michigan versus Auburn. And not to go too deep, but I'm with you. I think that the best player has not played his best game yet, which is he has not even been in the tournament yet, and that's Janai Broom. He has not been at the tournament yet. He has not. He's been there, but he ain't been there. So I think he's gonna have a breakout game. And to complement the guard play, as long as the guards can keep on playing and playing the way they playing, they have been the best team. Besides Duke, they have been the best team all year. You know, so and for them it'll be history because they have never won a title at Auburn. Nobody's ever brought a title back home, so they're also chasing history too. But I just think that as good as Michigan is, not taking up from Michigan, I just think that Auburn's a different animal. So I'm gonna go with Auburn. Very good game though. I don't see a blowout. I think it's gonna be a very good game. Could be even be a buzzer beater type game. But I'm gonna go with Auburn for the dub.
I'm in agreement. I'll be rooting for Michigan, but I think Auburn's going to be able to hold them out. But I think Michigan is going to take a little out of them. So when they play 2 days later, I think they lose. If it's Michigan State, I think Auburn's going to lose. Now, if it's Ole Miss, I'm not so sure about that. But I think Auburn. I really want Michigan. I want Michigan State so bad. But I think Auburn. I think Bruce Pearl is going to find a way.
Yeah.
Can you believe he's been at Auburn for 11 years?
That's crazy because I remember he was in Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, he was in Tennessee.
11
Yup.
years at Auburn already.
Wow. It's been that long. But and look at what he built, though. I mean, look what he built
Didn't take him long.
at all. He's a great coach, though. He's a great coach. Just like the next coach, where he built at Houston versus Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
Shall I say what I shall say? Houston is defensively, it's like a home game for Indiana, right? For Purdue, right? It's in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So this is like a home game.
Won't matter.
That's it won't matter. I think Houston plays better when they're on the road. When
Mm-hmm.
the crowd's against them, they play better.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel sorry for Purdue that it is in Indianapolis. If it is in Texas, it might have been a little bit better. But the fact that they have to go to your state to beat up on you ain't looking too swell, buddy. I'm going with the better defensive team, the stronger team, the better coach team. I'm just going with Houston, brother. I'm not even going to make this long and drawn out, man. I'm going with Houston.
Again, this is crazy. All 8 games, we are in agreement with every single game. I am also going Houston. I do realize of all the number ones, I said Houston would be the one that would be out first. Now I'm kind of thinking it's going to be Auburn.
Yeah, me too.
To be honest, but Houston's looking really good. Their defense, outstanding. Another great coach. Again, Sampson. I remember him, with Oklahoma.
Yep.
But he's been in Houston for a little while now, and he's got himself a nice program. He's got a nice squad. This is shaping up to be pretty darn good. I think Florida, Houston, Duke, those 3 might make the Final Four.
Man, that's crazy.
The iffy one is Auburn, but they still got a shot. They got a legit shot. So yeah.
If all 4 ones make it, would that be the first time that has ever happened?
No.
Oh, okay. It has happened before?
It has happened, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not the norm. It's not the norm, but it has happened.
Man, we keep giving all this good dialogue, man. So man, they got to hit, man, likes the button, man, subscribe to this channel, man, because we give them a lot of good dialogue, and good it takes. You just got to just follow us, man. You got to love us, man. You got to just, if you hate, it's cool. Just comment about it. It's
right.
Cool. It's cool.
Like it, love it, agree, disagree, hit like, subscribe, and let us know. If you think, we're just posers and we don't know what we're talking about because we didn't play at a high level, we didn't coach at a high level, well, that's a dumb take, number one. Yes, and number 2, go ahead. Hey, this is America. Freedom of speech. You will not go to jail because you disagree with our takes. It's not really a big deal. So go ahead. Go ahead. That's fine. Disagree. Just make sure you tap in and you remember What's Good with Gil and Larry on every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. and subscribe to the channel. That's the Box Office Buzz channel. We will be having more acts on this channel very soon. That's me doing a wink. Anything else left with the tournament you want to talk about before we move on to the main course?
Just who you got winning it all?
Oh, we're doing that already?
I just want to ask you, it's fluid. Who you got winning it all?
There's no reason for me not to stick with Florida. So I'm going to say Florida, but I'm liking Duke's. I'm liking Duke's chances.
I'm liking Duke's chances too, man.
It might be Florida Duke in the finals.
It might be Florida Duke, man. I might be Florida Duke. I'm leaning Duke, man. I was saying Florida, but I might be leaning Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Duke look strong. So I'm leaning more Duke, and I hate it because I'm not a Duke fan, I'm a Kentucky fan. I would love for my boys to win it, but I don't think that's happening. Mm-hmm. And I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think that's happening because Duke and Florida both are just strong.
You know that legendary game back in, I believe it was 1992, Kentucky, Duke.
You want to remind me of that game?
Back and Leitner hit that shot at the end.
Yeah, that game.
I was actually at a Nets game, and they kept showing on the big screen, one team scoring, and then the other team scoring, and the other team scoring. And then when the college game, when the Duke Kentucky game went to like a timeout or a TV timeout, something like that. So then they went back and showed the Nets playing. The Nets were playing Golden State that game. And they would put that on the big screen. The whole crowd started booing. They started booing. They're at a Nets game, and they're booing watching the Nets. They wanted to keep Kentucky.
Oh, man.
Yep.
That was a great game, though.
That was a great game.
That was an
That's
excellent.
one of
I
that's
mean,
one of those
history.
legendary ones that they always show
Yeah.
as a highlight.
Yes, it was history. So, man, again, I mean, that's my wrap up, man. That's my wrap up for college ball, man. Can't wait to Thursday and Friday get here, man. Oh, I just can't wait. But as you know, we're gonna move on, man, because you know what we do. We do on this thing called football. The football and the foot. And I'm not talking soccer. Not talking soccer.
No,
I'm not talking soccer.
that's football. We do football.
Yeah, the football.
Do football.
So, Gil, there's been some signings, man. There's been some signings today. Today's been some names, man. Some names. Come talk to me, man. What we got? What we looking at, man? We looking at?
We got two guys that were free agents that have signed deals. First, we got Stephon Diggs signs a 3-year, $69 million with $26 million guaranteed to the New England Patriots. They needed a wide receiver, and instead of going out and overdrafting to get one in the first round or whatever, they take care of it right here, right now. Now, Stephon Diggs is coming off of an injury.
Indeed, ACL,
and he's not considered a young wide receiver anymore.
Yes, sir.
And this will be his 4th team now.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know that you're getting a prime Stephon Diggs. So you may still look for a number 1 wide receiver, like a Travis Hunter. Excuse me.
Are we alluding to something over here, man?
Sorry,
Are we alluding to something over here?
Anyway, and the other signing was Russell, last name Wilson.
Hey,
1 year, 21 million, 10.5 million guaranteed to the New York Football Giants that play in New Jersey.
Okay.
Boy, I don't know about you, but does that shake up the whole going for a quarterback thing? Because Winston too. Winston Russell.
For me, I still think they buffer quarterbacks. So no. No. Think about it. It's a year contract with Russell Wilson. Boom. Even though you gave him 21 million, cool, right?
But he's got to play, doesn't he? He's not coming here to be a backup.
Well, he's going to play. And then Jameson Winston isn't the guy. So you're not secure to secure the quarterback spot with them guys. So no. And we're going to get to our mock draft, and I'm just going to curious to see what your pick is because y'all think you have the third pick.
Well, we all do.
I mean, we both do, but I'm just saying, I'm curious what you're going to say, but I don't think that plays a factor. It makes my pick actually easier. Oh, it makes it easier.
Oh, all right. Okay. Oh, all righty. Well, you want to get the show on the road?
Man, hey, man, let's get at it, man. Look, I've been anticipating this all week, brother. So why not? What we waiting on?
Here
we go, baby.
All right.
Here we go.
So I'm going to do pick 1 and 2 first, and then you do pick 1 and 2 first.
All right, let's
go. You do pick 2, you do pick 3 and 4 first, and then I'll do 3 and 4 first. So we'll alternate. We'll alternate 2 picks at a time, and who goes first. And who goes. All right. I'm going to go first. All right. The number 1 pick so far right now, which by the way, it has been a very long time that every team has 1 pick in the first round. I think it's been since the early 80s that every team is going to have a pick in the first round. Now that can change in 4 weeks because the real draft is 1 month away. It is 4 weeks from Thursday, and we are recording on a Tuesday. So in 2 days, 4 weeks away. All right. With the number 1 pick, the Tennessee Titans select quarterback Cam Ward out of Miami. Your favorite college team.
Yeah, indeed.
Now, number 2. So we've established that the first 3 picks need quarterbacks. It was just a matter of whether they're going to take them or not. And there weren't really 3 top guys to go in a row. So someone was going to have to go in a different direction. And Tennessee right now, as a matter of fact, he had his pro day. I believe it was yesterday
Yeah.
on Monday, and they said he looked good to very good. Didn't look great, but he is. What was the term? I think Seth Rollins actually said this. By the way, on the NFL channel or NFL Network, Seth Rollins is guest hosting all week.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is.
Oh man.
Yes, he is. He was. I watched him today and yesterday, and he's on again tomorrow. Um, what was I saying? Uh, Tennessee needs a quarterback. Cleveland needs a quarterback. I'm not so sure the Giants do. So Cleveland, with the second pick in the 2025 mock draft, they will take also quarterback Shador Sanders out of Colorado. Now, I know there's rumors about maybe we do another defensive end. Maybe Dion doesn't want his son playing there. This is what I'm picking right now. I may 4 weeks from now, when we do this again, not pick Shador here. But right now, I'm going to say Cleveland still needs a quarterback, and here is the second best quarterback. Whether he deserves to be taken second or not, he is definitely not the number one guy. What I was going to say before was Cam Ward. The expression that was used was he looked more steak than sizzle, which means he got the job done. He just didn't really put on a show and look pretty doing it, but he got it done. So Cam Ward, quarterback off the board to Tennessee. Shador Sanders, quarterback off the board to Cleveland. They needed quarterbacks. They didn't fool around. They took the top two guys. That's my 1 and 2 pick. What is your 1 and 2 pick, sir?
Oh man, my number one pick. I'm also in agreement with Cam Ward, quarterback out of Miami, my Miami Hurricanes, going to Tennessee because Will Levis' project is a failure. Okay, he is not ready. They lost way too many games by quarterback play, so you have to go get the quarterback. Okay, Cam Ward can get it done with his arm and his legs. Okay, at times he can be a little reckless with the football, but that's quarterbacks in general. I think the upside is great. I think they're going to find their franchise quarterback in Cam Ward. Kind of give me some McNair flares. So that's the last time they had a great one was with McNair, Steve McNair. And for my second pick, believe it or not, you're right. Cleveland does need a quarterback. You know what? But man, I just can't pass this one up, man. You got Myles Garrett, who just got that money, and then line him up with Abdul Carter on the edge. What? What? Rick have it on the quarterbacks because in that conference, you got a it's too many great quarterbacks. You got Burrow, you got Jackson, and you got who's the other quarterback in that Pittsburgh? Rodgers are probably signed with him. I ain't gonna put him in great, but he is a legendary quarterback. So you got Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. They'll break him before the season's up, though. Okay. But I'm going with the edge. I'm talking about this guy is, oh my goodness, he sets the edge. He's great against the pass and the run. And then defensively, it's just going to make them stronger. Go get your quarterback next year because you go get somebody, maybe it's going to come out hot. You know, who knows? But I want to shoot the dice on Shador. I don't think his dad's going to let him go there. So that's mine. Now, as we move forward to the third pick. The third pick in today's mock draft is the New York Giants picking Shador Sanders. And why did I say that? Because once again, Russell Wilson is a buffer, and Jameis Winston is not the answer. He's a great motivational speaker, by the way. But you bring Shador in, you don't rush him to play the quarterback position. He can learn for a veteran like Russell Wilson how to be a professional, because I give Russell Wilson that he is a professional. And just take your time, man. Learn the offense, learn the Bulls' offensive scheme if he's still there after. But you can't pass up on the quarterback. You can't. Now, you probably could go O-line somewhere and sew up the O-line, make sure that, that Russell don't get broken before the year up. But if Shador is there, I'm taking Shador. And for the fourth pick, which is the New England Patriots, I'm taking the best on the board, Jack. And the best on the board at this point is Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter. Both ways, how you want to do it, man. You want right now, I think they're probably focused mostly on cornerback since you did bring Diggs over. But we'll give some Travis Hunter some plays on the offense too. Whatever you want to do, guy. You're a Swiss Army knife. If you think you could play at this pace right here, okay, cool. Whatever. I think that you could do it. I think you could be that guy. Okay. I got him going to New England. They need just pieces in general. So why not get the best player on the board at this point? Travis Hunter for me.
A great picks, sound picks. I think you kind of went chalk. This is kind of what I'm hearing from the experts that do this for a living that get paid millions of dollars, even though our picks will not only match theirs, but surpass theirs and being correct picks for teams. You can book that, Dano. Yeah, I thought they were great picks. I think they make sense for you. But I'm going in a different direction. So the Shador Sanders thing, I just don't think it works now with the Giants because he would come in and he would be the third string guy. You know, you want these young guys to get as many reps as possible. He would come in being number 3, maybe at some point during the season be elevated to number 2. But as long as Russell is healthy, he's the starter. He's making the money. He's got the experience. He's got the Super Bowl ring, 2 Super Bowl appearances. So he's the guy. I think the Giants were an appealing pick up until tonight when they signed Russell Wilson. So I'm taking quarterback off the board right now for this pick. Okay. I had Shador and Cam already taken. I think Jackson Dart, this is a little rich. I don't think he goes this high. Maybe he goes top 10, but I don't think he goes 3. I don't think we go 1, 2, 3 like we did last year with quarterbacks. So let the alarms go off. Let everything go off. Pew, 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 pew. Because guess what? We have a trade. Now, for the trade to work, it's got to work for both teams. They are not in my draft, they are not in the quarterback business in first round. So, best player on the board, there's 2. There's Travis Hunter and there's Abdul Carter. The Abdul Carter thing, believe it or not, does not really work for them because they have Kayvon Thibodeau on one side and Brian Burns on the other. So they don't really need a wrecker like that. Could they go Travis Hunter here? They absolutely can. They can. I don't think they do. I think they're thinking long-term, big picture. So they trade down. The team that goes up, my Chicago Bears, go from 10 to 3. They draft Abdul Carter. And compensation is they not only give up 1 second-round pick this year, they give up both of their second-round picks and their early picks. So the Giants would move down to 10, so they'd stay in the top 10 in the first round. In the second round, they have the second pick, which is their own, pick number 34, and they would have the Bears 2 picks at 39 and 41. So they would have 3 picks in the top 9 in the second round. So they would have 10, 34, 39, 41. So what they could do is in the second round have a developmental quarterback, and they can take Jalen Milroe from Alabama because he is not expected to go in the first round, is expected to go in the second round. You work with – that's a guy you don't want playing his rookie year. He needs to work on his feet. Absolutely. He's got all the physical tools. He works on his feet for a year and learns the playbook. You want him to be quarterback number 3 all year long. That just makes too much sense. And the Bears giving up both of their second round picks. Now, look, they might next year to really make it work have to trade their 4th rounder and in return get back the Giants' 5th rounder. But the meat and potatoes of the trade, will be those 2 second-round picks, and it'll work. That will work. That they won't have to give up a first next year or anything like that. They give up 2 high second rounders. You're going to tell me the Giants are going to say no to that after they just signed 2 quarterbacks in less than a week, in the span of a weekend and today, in like 4 or 5 days, they've got 2 quarterbacks, and they're going to get 4 picks in the top 41, 3 in the second round. You do it. You do it. They will have a pick at number 10, and they will have 3 picks early in the second round. I think you're crazy not to do it. If anything, maybe they win the trade. The Bears go up to get their guy, but the Giants might actually be the one to win the trade because they'll get more players. That's how I see that. So that's my number 3. And my number 4, I'm in agreement with you. Best guy on the board left is the New England Patriots take cornerback / wide receiver Travis Hunter out of Colorado. What do you before I go further, what do you think of that?
I mean, I like your theory. I like your logic. I actually like your logic in that one. That's actually an aggressive move for the Bears. And since he's been aggressive, this postseason, right? I can see him busting a move. I mean, it'd be a great move for y'all because you get that defensive guy. You're already committed to the offensive side already on the line, which was a major issue. Ben Johnson gets his guy on defense that can wreak havoc.
Dennis Allen, this guy.
I mean, Dennis Allen, right? Because Ben Johnson's the head coach. Yeah, it could work.
Now, truth be told, truth serum time, real talk. I personally would probably not do this trade.
Mm-hmm.
But to make it exciting and to be like, we're going for it, we're still sticking with the trenches, go get the best, pass rusher in the entire draft.
Indeed.
Not one of the best, the best.
The best.
So that was my thinking with that. All right, I'm going to do 5 and 6 now. I hate making this pick. And if they had their old GM, I wouldn't make this pick. But this is the next guy in line talent-wise. It fits a need. I hate it. I hate this pick. This is the guy that I wanted the Bears, if they stayed at 10, to get. I don't think he's falling to 10. I think he's going to go right here. At number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars select defensive tackle Mason Graham out of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
He is probably the second best pure defensive player in this year's draft.
Yeah.
He was, if he would have came out last year, he would be top 10, and he's going to be top 10 this year. His arm's a little bit shorter, and they said that he has a little bit of problem staying above 300 pounds. But he's gonna he's gonna be on a nutrition program, so he'll be able to stay at like 310 all year. And then the pick after that, the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I'm going to say everyone is making this pick, so I'm going to make it.
Okay.
But I am not in love with this pick, and I may change it in 4 weeks. But for right now, because everyone's saying it, I'm going to say the Las Vegas Raiders select running back Ashton Jeanty, Boise State. Now, my thing with this is, everybody's saying it, and this is the first team where he's kind of in play. But if Tom Brady gets a hold of the GM and he's like, you know what? I never needed a high draft pick superstar running back to win any of my Super Bowls. My only big name running back was Corey Dillon, and he was in his twilight when I got him.
Mm-hmm.
So if Tom Brady does something like that, they're not taking a running back here. So I am not sold on this pick, but for right now, this is my pick. So I got Mason Graham and Ashton Jeanty off the board. What do you have for 5 and 6?
Man, I'm in total agreement. 5, Jacksonville, definitely, with Mason Graham, definitely. You need somebody that's going to be able to come stop. Is great against the pass and rush. Yeah. And like you say, he's the outside Duke Carter. He's the next best defensive player on the board, straight up. You got to take him. You can't pass that up. And for the Raiders, I'm in agreement with it, but I agree also because honestly, if he does get in his in their ear, like you're saying,
Brady,
they could
Brady.
go get, yeah, Brady. They go get a wide receiver. They go get a wide receiver, get Gino a weapon. We already got Brock there. You
Or an
know,
offensive lineman.
our offensive line could work. But definitely got to address. It's going to be offense regardless. But being that Pete Carroll loves to run the ball and he loves that type of offense, I could see Ashton Genty going there. So I'm in agreement, man. Ashton Genty is my pick.
All right.
All
What do you
right,
have
down
for
to the
7 and 8?
7 to the Jets. Jets, I got Tyler Warren. They go get the tight end out of Penn State. Um, they going. Wisconsin needs a safety blanket. Justin Fields going to need a safety blanket. Who's not a better safety blanket than the tight end up the middle? You know, blocking tight end, great blocking tight end. Take the pressure off. Free up. He's great after the catch. So why not? They should have got one. They should have got Brock Bowers, but unfortunately, he wasn't there to be taken last year. So it is what it is.
No, he was there.
Oh,
He
we
was
right.
there. They chose the offensive lineman instead.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. He was trying to protect the old man. I get it. Dumb. Anyway, and the eighth pick, I got the Panthers and Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker, man. Out of Georgia. Um, Physical, athletic. I mean, he has some downsides, but for what the Panthers need, and they already gave a Burns, and they never replaced him. Give me Jalen Walker, bro.
I like it, and I hope that's who they take. By the way,
Yeah, I do too.
okay. So number 7, New York Jets. Their head coach is Aaron Glenn, and I think Aaron Glenn is gonna do what he knows right now. He knows defense and he knows cornerbacks, and he takes the next guy off the board. New York Jets select cornerback Will Johnson from
Good pick.
um, and at number 8, Carolina. With my draft, I think they kind of you get another broken heart here. I think they take the top wide receiver, Tatario McMillan, out of Arizona.
I mean, it's a good pick, but
They, I don't like their wide
yeah,
receiver that they picked last year.
yeah,
So I
that
think
might be the guy from
they need to upgrade.
And then you got your quarterback. So Bryce Young is your quarterback. Give him another weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So you're 8 and 9. No,
You're
wait.
9-10.
I'm doing 9 and 10, right?
Yep.
Okay. New Orleans, I have them. So to me, right here is when Jackson Dart is in play, but they're not going to do it. New Orleans takes Ed Rusher, Jalen Walker out of Georgia. And number 10 from the trade, the Giants. They still need help on the offensive line. Like I said, they can get a quarterback early second round. The New York Giants at number 10 will take offensive lineman Armand Membu out of Missouri.
Good one. For me, I think the Saints, being that Kalen Moore's coming in as head coach, go get your franchise quarterback, Jackson Dart. Go get your franchise quarterback. Let him play behind Derek Carr. Derek Carr is already disgruntled, So get your franchise quarterbacks. Don't rush to play them, and then you get Kalen Moore gets his guy, sort of like a Sean Payton situation in Denver. And I got you guys. Being that I still got you at the 10 spot. Michael Williams, outside linebacker. I got Michael Williams, outside linebacker for you guys.
Georgia, right?
Georgia. Yep. A Georgia guy. And then they seen what Philly did with them Georgia boys. So why not go grip one?
Yeah. I don't love that pick. And I do see people mocking him to the Bears. I don't love that. My opinion. All right. So you're picking 11 and 12.
Yeah. The 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
They need offensive linemen, man. I'm going Armand Membo. Armand Membo. Yes. You want to give what's my man, the quarterback, Brock Purdy. You gonna
Yep.
make him his money. You got to secure him, man. They need help on the O line. They had an old O line. The best one on there was Trent Williams, and he's old. So you gotta go. You gotta go O line, bro. So yeah, offensive tackle, Armand Membo. And for my Cowboys, which is the pick I struggle with for real, because I don't know if we gonna go with running back or we got. I'm gonna go to Terry McMillan. I'm gonna go with the receiver, the pair up with CeeDee Lamb, give Dak another weapon. So I'm gonna go to Terry McMillan, best wide receiver on the board.
That's what I thought you would do.
Yeah.
Good picks. Good picks. I'm in agreement with you with San Francisco 49ers. They need offensive linemen, but Mimbo went one pick ahead to the Giants. So I have Will Campbell out of LSU going to San Francisco. Maybe he starts his rookie year at guard, and they eventually kick him out to tackle. And I think he's probably more of a left tackle than a right tackle. And you're right. Williams is getting old, so I don't see him there for too much longer. And your Dallas Cowboys, in my mock draft, McMillan's already gone and Gentry's gone. You want a weapon. There's another weapon left here. They don't hesitate. They take tight end Tyler Warren out of Penn State, and you would love that pick.
I would love that pick.
Absolutely
I
love
definitely would. I
Yeah,
definitely would.
So that is our mock 12. 4 weeks from today, we will do the whole first round and we will alternate picks. Sound good to you?
Sounds great to me, brother.
Awesome. So before we head out of here, quick recap on WWE with Raw. The thing that stood out to me, and I don't particularly like this too much, but it looks like Rhea Ripley's getting her rematch against Io Sky next week, and the winner will take on Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why they had Io Sky win a few weeks ago just to have a rematch before WrestleMania. Feels weird.
It feels weird, and I hope she don't lose.
This one,
I honestly hope she don't lose. I hope she don't lose because that's just foul, in my opinion, man. It's foul. You let her hold the belt for what? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Come on, man. When Rhea Ripley should never lost the belt, if you was gonna do it, she should never lost the belt in the first place.
Right.
So now you do that. Come on, man. Sloppy, man. That's sloppy.
Yeah.
WWE, that's sloppy. Stop.
I've been liking what they've been doing storyline wise for the last year or so, but I'm not loving this. They should have just kept. She should have never lost it. If you want Rhea Ripley in there, you should have never lost it. Now, you know, now Io Sky's going to lose the title just before. Weird. You know, WrestleMania is in a couple weeks, so just weird. I think the timing's a little off on that. So. Nothing else really that really stood out to me with WWE. You know, John Cena did his thing talking, Cody did his thing talking, CM Punk did his thing talking. It is what it is to me. It's the ladies that are we're talking about right now. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. Catch us next Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. and we will be talking more of this college basketball thing, and the NFL is always in the news. We pay attention and we make sure you pay attention too. For my main man, Larry Loper, I am Gilly Rosario telling everybody, have a great weekend. Tune in to our show next week. Catch you later, brother.
Oh, man, great show.